Good evening, everyone. This is Rodney with the Triton Wave updates for Tuesday, July 21st. Okay, to begin with, tomorrow is the 31st. It's window dressing for a lot of fund managers. Um, on the left hand screen, you can see on the daily chart of the ES. Thursday, Friday, overnight Sunday, and right now in Monday evening. It looks like it wants to go up. The T2 is just like a couple days away from crossing over zero, so that's about to fire along. On the 21 on the right-hand chart, as a comparison, this entire move from the bottom of this channel all the way over here is the upward move when it fired long on the ES on the daily. So now we have, in the last 5 minutes of the day, actually that hash mark on a 21 minute is that hash mark is at 309. And then it went down a little bit, and then it went up a little bit. So this is a cash session. It's not going to reflect what's overnight. And the overnights, but I like the fact that it came up to this resistance area right around at 1384, and that the short wave on T1 just fired short. Okay, I put up a comparison between T1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on the left side, and these are the consolidated charts. Once again, the top wave are T1, 2, and 3, and the bottom wave is T4 and 5. So these can act as an anchor for playing shorter term intraday charts like the 1597. So let's just see where the 1597 started off the day. Oops. Right in here. There actually weren't too many candles established today in the 1597, which leads me to believe it was a very quiet day, consolidating from Friday's gain. What we have here for tomorrow is FOMC meeting begins tomorrow afternoon. The FOMC meeting, maybe the minutes of the meeting, jobless claim on Thursday, and the monster employment index on Friday. So all the quiet that you saw today is not going to exist anymore. You had your quiet day. Tomorrow it should be pretty volatile, and it's either going to take off to new highs here, and if tomorrow fires long on T1 on the daily ES, then this is definitely going to go up to 1400 or more, or even match the old highs 14.9, 14.10, and that could happen very quickly. What you have to watch out for is, with all the numbers coming out and all the anticipation of what's going on in Europe and the FOMC, if this has a couple hash marks below zero on let me make this 21 over here. If this has a couple hash marks below zero, then this may waffle a little bit, and we may have a turnaround Tuesday, and it may very well come back to it may use this as a channel, or at least come down to the 377 EMA. All right, let's look at something else. Let's look at so you can find anything with see what's going on with Goldman Sachs. Okay, Goldman Sachs hit my 98 to 100 target and actually went a bit more today and ended up down on the day. The 21 minute actually did go below zero at 124, and it just went sideways from there. So what we have to watch here is to make. Let me put a daily on the left-hand chart here to see where that is. The daily looks almost exactly like the S&P. So I wouldn't be too anxious about shorting Goldman here. I still think Goldman has to come down to 98 before there's any play, or a little bit lower, 97, 96. So I wouldn't touch Goldman Sachs here. GLD. Let's take a look at that. Okay, GLD on the daily, even though the stock was down 11 cents today, and actually it came down and bounced off the 21 period moving average. I mean the 21 period moving average. 21 exponential moving average. It bounced off that and took off again and right into this box that goes all the way back to June 7th. And also T2 is taking off. T1 is above zero. The main wave on T5, which is the dark blue one, is heading up. And on the 21, even though it went below zero at, well, actually that was on Thursday. Even though it went below zero on Thursday, the T5 is firmly above zero. And the daily T1 and T2 is above zero. So that may come back a little bit, but if that comes back at all, that would be a buy to the upside. Taking a look at Amazon on the daily, when they came out with earnings on, I believe that was Thursday night for Friday. Like I mentioned in last night's video, it went all the way down to 201, and then by the morning was 235. So even though it looked like it was going down, if you back this up a little bit right here, it really looks like it's about to cave, and that's why you don't play earnings unless you want your head handed to you. You might be right 1 out of 3 times. That's still, Amazon still looks good. Let me see what a weekly chart of Amazon looks like. Weekly chart of Amazon actually fired long last week. So any move down to 227, if it gets down there, looks like a buying opportunity. Okay, I put up a chart of Baidu. Baidu actually fired long and took off from 100 to 121. It's in the congestion of all the exponential moving averages. The T2 on the 21 looks like it just started to go below zero, but T5 is firmly above zero. There's nothing clear about this, so I would stay away from this one for right now. So looking at Netflix, I mentioned in the Sunday night video that that Netflix looked like it wanted to come back up again because T2 on the 21 minute was coming above zero, and there was an ascending wave on T3. The daily chart, it looks like it wants to roll over but I don't think you can. You know, you can't. They already killed the stock from 80 to 50, to 56. I my s- I believe it has a very good shot of coming back up to 66 before you think about doing any more shorts on that. So taking a look at Apple, Apple on the daily. Actually, let me see if this turned here. It actually has a descending wedge on T1, but it is still above zero. T2 is below zero, T3 is below zero, T4 is rolling over. It Apple on the 21 minute, it actually did a nice reversal right here on at 8:30 in the morning on the 27th. So I think that was on Thursday. And it moved up to 585, and it moved up to, I think it hit 600 today, 599.44. So my original target on that was 590 to 592. So it exceeded that by a little bit. We'll have to watch that carefully. It it still looks okay on the 21 minute. What I don't like is the divergence of of the move from December to April, and you have this huge wave, and then almost coming to a peak, you have this minor wave that looks like it wants to roll over. And usually the waves tell you what direction it's going to go. On the on Apple, for instance, not the A wave, the T1. For any of you, these are called Triton waves. These are a new set of waves that I've been using. They replace all of the waves that I have produced before, and there is no overlap in construction of them. All the numbers are different. The algorithm is completely different. Okay, for those of you who interested in the technical stuff. So this moved above T1. So Triton waves. So Triton wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is that's what the T stands for. Now, on the anchor, which I use as T5, as long as you can play on the 21, you can play the move to the upside on T1. But if it starts rolling over and it comes back down to the zero line, and T5 is still below zero and never made it above zero, that is definitely a sell, a short, buy puts, however you want to handle it. You know, I've just been looking at the at Apple on the 1597 tick chart, which is the one that I use. I use the 1597 and the 987 tick chart. And the long wave T5 actually went above zero. Let me see here. Let's just stretch this out a little bit. It went above zero actually on Friday, before the market even closed. So if you were gutsy enough to hold this over the weekend, when this went above zero here and went above zero at 14:54, which is these are military times, 2:54 Central Time on Friday, and held it, that would have been a nice play. Right now, on the tick chart, I wouldn't use the tick chart as an overnight play, but these are just it's just something to do during the daytime. Okay, I talked about MasterCard the last couple of nights. This looked very good. It's getting a little toppy. T1 is starting to roll over on the 21-minute chart on the right. It's matching all its previous tops from from July 5th, July 16th, and now July 30th. T1 on the left-hand chart on the daily is kind of waffling above and below zero. T2, T3, T4 is firmly below zero. The long wave of T5 is above zero, but it's starting to get a little bit iffy. It's starting to fall apart to the downside. Hasn't fired short yet, but it's right in that area. And the last time it actually fired long was way back here, February of 2011. So it's been a very, very long run. If you just played T5 on this, you would have held this from 222, 223 on the stock on July 18th, 2011, and it's just starting to the wave is just starting to edge towards zero, and you're all the way up a year and a half later at 444. Again, watching the just as a play from one day to the next. You can see on T1 428, 4 days later 444, 3 days later 414, 417, played alongside of 445. There's just sometimes they get very, very rhythmic. Sometimes you got to sit and figure it out. This was very rhythmic along with the stock market. Okay, so Google doesn't actually look too bad here, even though the T1 on the 21-minute cash price is above zero and moving towards zero. T4 and T5 are very, very strong, and T5 on the daily just kicked above zero. T1 is above zero, T2 is above zero, T3 is creeping toward, is going in that direction. So it's kind of lofty to buy it here. We should take another look at it. If it drops down to the 55 period moving average, or any move, maybe 55 or what is this? 89. The yellow line is 89. These are all, I use all Fibonacci numbers for exponential moving averages. This is the 8, I skipped some of them because they can't fit them all on the screen and they're too close together anyway. 8, 21, 55, 89, 144, 233, and 377. So when everybody's looking at the 200, I'm looking at the 233. Okay, I'm going to sum up. Right now, it's a little bit late. It's almost 11 o'clock Central Time, 11 p.m. Central Time. I just wanted to take a look at what actually happened during the day. If you're a day trader and you like trading the S&Ps, this is a 1597 tick chart, and this is where it began at 8:30 this morning. It actually started an uptrend on T1 that started at 5 o'clock in the morning, but if you caught it at right at the open, it would have taken you up right back to where it started, and T1 didn't quit on the upside until 1384. So it's small, 5.5 gain, and then on the short side, and when you're day trading it, you don't really have to worry about if T5 is above and below zero. You can just go with, especially the 1597 chart, you can just go with T1. And today it worked out really nicely. There was a short about 941 at 1381. Whoops, sorry about that. 1383. And then another long at 1378. And it closed, let me closed. If you took this into the close, it kind of caved a little bit into the close. But right here, it wasn't such a great play in the afternoon. It was static. It was basically static the last 4 hours of the day. All this move to the upside here is um, since the market closed. This is all in reaction to Asia opening up higher, and whatever anybody's prognosticating about the FOMC meeting. Okay, we are up 425 right now. Good luck trading tomorrow, and I'll talk to you at the next update.